I really want to know you. Come and talk to me. Welcome to my astrocartography journey video. Ooh, okay, chocolate. Chocolate cookies. Principales. Anyway, I wanted to get on here and make a quick video. I have voice memos. I was gonna do the voice memo that I recorded for the astrocartography thing, but I'm like, let me just turn on the video because I'm looking extra good. Now, I don't look good every day, but I'm looking extra good today. I had to put the curls up because it's hot than a motherfucker outside. But yes, girl, she finally got her hair done. It's giving me life, giving me soul. Anyway. For those of y'all checking in the first time, my name is Aries, cosmic rootwork astrologist specializing in cosmic rootwork astrology. All right. And we talking about astrocartography here, me living on my North Node in Sagittarius and MC line, okay? With Pluto sextiling my ascendant. And also a Venus line not too far and about away. But really we focusing on that North Node. Okay, exactly that North Node MC line in Sagittarius, okay? So I have been talking on my TikTok about this astrocartography line. A little bit here and there, little snippets here and there. But since Jupiter is currently transiting through Gemini in tropical astrology, and will eventually, I guess, it's about to be making a little opposition to my 10th house. And Sagittarius, with this energy is coming up, there's a lot of things coming up about language, okay? A lot of energy, a lot of just knowledge that I have been learning about language as I'm learning the Mayan language. So first and foremost, if you want to say how are you in the Mayan language, you can say Bish Abel, Bish Abel, Bish Abel, Bish Abel. How are you? And to answer to that, you can say mahalo, like I'm fine, I'm doing okay. Mahalo. Hash, mahalo is like excited. How are you doing? Mash mahalo, like oh my God, I'm doing great, I'm doing fantastical. Chan mahalo is like I'm all right. Chan mahalo is like I'm all right. If you want to say I'm trying to do this on my notes, okay, so just bear with me. If you want to say if you want to basically end the conversation or whatever, you can say malo, like see you later, bye, malo or whatever. Mahalo B is like down in the dumps, kind of sad. Mahalo B is like I'm just kind of feeling not the best, ain't the best feeling, but I'm here, right? And then there's another one that's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think about it right now. I think it's Takshamel. Takshamel is like until tomorrow or until later. Takshamel. I'll come back with all the pronunciations. My book is somewhere, but those are some of the words that I've been learning in the Mayan culture. And as I'm learning, which I started not this week, but last week is when I actually started learning about Mayan. I met two guys at this language exchange that happens weekly that I go to, and one of the people that actually ended up sitting beside he's a native. He's from the Maya, but he teaches English, but he also speaks Mayan, and so we asked during the language exchange in Spanish if we could all meet up and actually learn the Mayan language. So we started like I said, about a week ago. And so I've been learning that, but also just learning about all this memory and story. Mind you, when I did say I had the Pluto line, that's in Scorpio. So we're doing like all this uncovering, right? And uncovering about what was happening at the times during colonization and before previously colonization. The significance of honey. I might have to put a little clip in there when I went to go honey tasting. I think it's called Menipoli. Manipoli, I think it's called Manipoli honey. Really, really good honey. Learning about all the different species of bees. There's literally like over 20,000 different species of bees, if y'all did not know. Yeah, a lot of bees. It's not just the bumblebee, the big yellow bee, the big, it's many bees out here, okay? Also, just learning about like how language has connected us, but also language through colonization has like literally torn us apart. It just gets so deep, y'all, when I talk about it or when I think about it or when as I'm like exploring, and just so much of like, we listen to a lot of things in our history books, but like this stuff, like, one of the people that I'm learning the Mayan language with, he was talking about how his mom is full Mayan, and like when they were little, she used to teach them Mayan, but she stopped cold blood because basically she was being teased and bullied, like not just ha ha ha, but like literally getting her ass beat for speaking the Mayan language. Like it really got that deep. And it's just interesting to me. Like I've been to a couple museums around here, and it talks about how they also, because this has happened globally, but how they also like took religion, and not even because before it was religion, it was just spiritual practices, and everybody kind of had their own way of doing things, but they took that and replaced it with Catholic, the Catholic religion, burned the herbs and villages and people at the stake. Like I can't even begin to talk about like just we could talk about the beauty. Like I could talk about the beauty of the space, right? Like the food, the people, the culture, the ease of the space that I'm in, the ease of the space that I'm in, living in the Yucatan and feeling like this energetic pull to be here and experience all these things. But can we get into it? Like what colonization has done and what it has continued to cycle to do, and asking ourselves the questions on top of that, on top of everything else, because I've heard people say, well, that's just the way life is, that's just the way things are. But do it gotta be though? Do it got to be like this though? And who said? And if it's one thing's for sure and two things for certain, they say he who holds the pen creates and tells the stories. Okay? So how are we telling the story moving forward? Okay? And we could talk about all the ways, I'm an archivist myself, a storyteller, all these things, I do my work in other spaces as well. For those of y'all that don't know, I don't think I've ever really talked about this too much on this channel, but I also created about what it'll be 7 years ago in June, mobile history or memory archival project called the Black Lesbian Archives. And in my work in that, I have seen throughout the years how information is stored, but also how information is not only shared, but burned, okay? How information, if we're talking about Jupiter and Gemini, how information can be manipulated, okay? Gemini has a lot to do with manipulation, the eye of the beholder. He who holds the pen tells the story. So who is telling the stories, okay? One thing that's been grinding my gears, even before Jupiter was in the Gemini. But seeing people who are not from the place tell the stories. And when I say this, I'm talking about people of the diaspora, aka ancient Egypt or Comesians. And this is happening globally, right? But people who are not a part of or have no connection to the place, telling stories or doing like these discoveries and expeditions and pillaging burial grounds and spaces that they are not connected to in no way, shape, or form, or haven't even paid their respects to. And even if you have, no, No, we're not even gonna do that. We're not doing that. Because you don't. And so I say that all to say, I say this all to say, like, we really collectively need to begin and continue to do the work of uncovering. And I am talking to my North Node Sagittarius, Pluto, Scorpio generation. Millennials. Okay? We need to do the greater work, I should say, of uncovering these stories, these knowledge, passing around, sharing information, even if it's just like your immediate people, your family, or friends, connection, tribes. If you say I don't have those, even learning it for yourself. Maybe you learn and start having these conversations with people you meet in passing. I don't know, but like, bruh, we gotta dig back. I know we're talking about moving forward, which is great, but let's go back first. What was going on in the past? What was happening back in the day? Okay? Before we start talking about these or having these greater conversations of stories and things that have happened in this present moment. Because the root, got to get to the root of these things. And we're talking about Jupiter and Gemini. We're talking about the beginning of language. Gemini is the first air sign. No avatar. It's the first air sign, okay? Mutable air. Taurus, like I talked about in that TikTok video, is when we begin to understand the symbols in our environment and the things around us as we go. And Gemini is where we start to form the language. Gemini is the messenger of the sun. The sun god being the things of all illumination of things. Gemini brings form to that. And again, it's up to the perception of who is sharing or speaking or communicating or telling the story through whatever form that is. Whether it's through art, cooking, textile, making things. It's another big thing that's been happening here in the Yucatan. Textile things, makers, all these things. Okay? So I say that to say, with this astrocartography journey that I am now on, and as I am rediscovering of my, Jupiter and Gemini 2012 to 2013, and really that time when I was learning Spanish, but now to be in the country, a Spanish-speaking country, knowing what I know now, the history of what I know now, it makes it even more, like now I feel even more connected to it. Not to say that I didn't before, but now I feel even more connected to it because I understand why I'm learning what I'm learning, why I want to know more, why I want to uncover more. So I suggest you pick a language that you're connected to, whether that's your family lineage or there's a language or a space or a place that has been calling you outside of the U.S., outside the English language, outside of U.S. history. Start to understand the people, start to understand the culture, the memory, the food, the language, and speak about it. I highly suggest y'all do that during this time, especially with Jupiter and Gemini. Vedic, Jupiter and Taurus. So, either way, and really dig and dive into the memory, specifically ancient language, ancient memory, ancient thought, the people. Go visit the place. Gemini is short distance travel. Go take a trip somewhere real quick. Immerse yourself in the culture. Immerse yourself in the community. Give to the community. Try to understand the community instead of going to a resort. Go to a local place or community that you want to learn more about and see why people do the things that they do, or why people live the way that they lived, or why they spoke the language that they spoke. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm pointing to you, the one that's viewing this video. You go out there, make that shit happen, get it popping, and let me know in the comments. If it's something that you're currently doing, it's something that you've thought about doing, let me know. If it's something that you're exploring, please start a conversation in the comments. Share with somebody who might be doing the do. And I would love to know. I would love to learn as well. So that's what I have for the astrocartography today. I'm going to try to get more outside. like I did in the first video. I'm trying to get more outside so y'all can see some other stuff that's been going down too, but I just wanted to make this quick little tidbit, okay? And do with this information what you will, and I will see y'all on the next video. Y'all already know what it is. It's a rainstorm checking in, checking out without a doubt. Deuces.